Today's video is on gel print image transfers. I'm specifically comparing plates between what is possible and what is done on the GelElf plate and what is possible and what is done on the gel press plate. All right, let's get started. I really feel a little bit urgent about getting this out to you because just a few days ago, I tried this GelElf jelly plate for the first time, and I find that a lot of the things that I've always believed were true, the things that have been true for me with my gel press plate, are not true when it comes to this other plate. So this is a combination jelly plate comparison video and a image transfer video. It is 100 degrees outside here right now, 79 in the house, and the humidity is 11%. And I know that the optimal printing for me, humidity, is between 20% and 50%. So we're way drier than is optimal. But this was so eye-opening for me. So I'm gonna be comparing these plates. I'm gonna print some things on both plates at the same time. I've tried to put down blue tape, so I'll keep you in frame here. This is my gel press plate, which I've had for a long time, one of them, and you can see it's in a clamshell, and you can see that I have, the plate is actually inside paper, which is the best way to store it. So I'm going to take that out of the paper, and I'm going to put the plate on a foam board so that I can move them back and forth easily. Otherwise they're stuck to the surface here. So I'm gonna put that down there. You can see it's not completely clean, but that's okay. And then the GelElf plate, which does not come in anything but this. And so I've put it between two pieces of paper to store it, but there's no clamshell. And you can see right away, it looks very much cleaner. And I'm gonna put that on here. And just let you know that what I was able to do with the GelElf that's been very challenging with my gel press plate was this image transfer here. So I was able to do this using the GelElf plate. I have done a couple before, but as a rule, I can't get a magazine image transfer. But the thing that just astonished me when I used my usual golden fluid acrylics and put them on this GelElf plate, I get lacing like you would not believe. And when I put rice paper on this plate, I can't get it off. What I want to do first is show you the difference between putting some golden fluid acrylic on the gel press plate and on the GelElf plate. All right, so let's get started. Let's do some teal. A little bit of nickel azo yellow. And of course the more transparent goldens do tend to lace more than the more opaque, which the teal and the Titan Buff, more opaque. You can see it right here. The nickel azo yellow, you see those black marks there, and you see how sheer, how transparent that pigment is. All right, so let's brayer this out. And first I'll go on here. You can see that, hopefully you can see that the paint is rolling out on the plate and there's coverage. And that's a little too much paint on there. I can see from the ridging, but I'll go right over to the GelElf, and well, that's better, but you see what's happening? Can you see this? Let me hold it up. Let me get it closer to you. So coverage for the most part. Check it out. Will that go away if I keep brayering over it? It might, but just astonishing difference right off the bat. So, no, that's not going to go away. So, one option is to use that effect and just, you know, like let this dry and then roll a second coat over it, which is what I did for this. But for our purposes right now, I'm just going to pick them both up. I'm going to use the rice paper, which, as stated, I can't pull off this GelElf plate as a rule. So put that down, put this down. So what's been really eye-opening for me is that if I'm doing a tutorial or a video and someone has one of these plates, everything I'm saying is not going to work for them. And I do feel badly about that, but I didn't know. So this still feels a little cool, but I'm going to go ahead and lift this off because I want to keep going and show you an image transfer that works, and how it doesn't work as well on the gel press plate, at least for me. All right, so we're getting a moderately successful base print on the gel press plate. I do think part of the problem is that it's quite dry today, but there is, you know, a base print that is manageable. Left some paint around the sides. That's okay, I'm gonna pull that off with some tape. And then we'll pull this off. And you can see, I'm sure you've all experienced that, there is the paper sticking to the plate. And yeah, so looky there. When all the people have told me, oh yeah, well that rice paper sticks to my plate, I'm like, no, it doesn't. Well, you were right, especially if you have this kind of plate. So here's this mess compared to this, which is just the difference in the plate alone. Everything else was exactly the same. All right, so let's move on to the second portion of our program. Obviously, I can't really use this for anything, so I'm throwing it away. Okay, now both plates are clean, and let's move on to the possible magazine image transfer portion of our program. And I want to say, I'm not saying at all that this GelElf isn't a great plate. What I'm saying is that it's completely different in that my usual routine does not work with it. However, it is much better, at least in my opinion, for getting the image transfer, and we'll see if I'm able to do that today or not. Sorry about the glare up here. I can't, I need the light and I can't figure out how to not have that. So we'll start with the GelElf. I'm using Amsterdam Lamp Black, and I'm gonna brayer out a very thin, even coat and cross my fingers that I'll be able to show you something successful here. The Image transfer, as you know, is a very challenging thing to do on the Gelli plate. So very thin, very even coat, a little bit tacky. A couple images here. I'm going to use one on one plate and one on the other. I'm going to press this down, and let's put her over here a little bit. Press down. Going to use some other imagery because, you know, because there's a lot of space here. So we'll do some numbers. We'll do some of this. Just gonna brayer up there and brayer up here a little bit. Oh, that's fun. I like that combo. Now, we will see if we will see if we get a little glass, you know me, if we get an image transfer or not. Whoops. All right, fingers crossed. We lost her eye a little bit, but there is some there, and I could potentially fill in with some marker. The skirt came out great. Okay, so let's let that one relax and rest for a minute and go on to the other gel press plate. I'm going to start again with the Amsterdam. And thin, even coat. Realize I need to do a video on, or talk about brayering some in a video, because I think there's a lot that you can't see in the usual video that would be helpful to know. All right, second image here. Let's put her here. Hate to miss her shoes, but we only have limited space here. All right, so pressing down, and I'm not going to press as hard this time, and I'm going to do the numbers over here. Just right up there. And should we do, let's do, because we can always use more love. Love this one. Yeah. Okay. Now this one, oh, let me pull this up. Fingers crossed now. Yeah, I may have pressed a little too hard. I guess maybe pressing a little too hard on the face. Again, the outfits look great. The faces are, you know, not all there. This isn't too bad though. All right, so clearly it would be better not to use golden fluid acrylic to pick this up because of what we saw, that lacing. So I'm going to use some Amsterdam and some Nova. So let's go with parchment. Some Nova. I've put the Nova in squirt bottles. I do like it. I just don't want to fight with scooping it out of a little tub. And let's see, I know I don't have my Nova teal in a squirt bottle yet, so I'm just going to add a little bit of the golden teal, which I hope will be manageable. Okay, and then brayering out. See, that's still doing the lacing, even with the Nova. Not so much the Amsterdam, but the Nova. That's all right. This is really a lot about learning what tools to use to get the results you desire, right? All right. And now I'm not going to use rice paper because I won't be able to pull it off the plate. And we'll put this down and give it a good, I really meant to reach for my Baron, my Speedball Baron. The other thing I want to mention about the this GelElf plate is that it's a little less rounded on the sides, and because of that, I find that the paint sticks to this outside edge a little bit more, because if you can get your paint all the way around the edge, you're more likely to be able to lift the print. All right, let's get to this one now. Let's see. I'm going to use golden on this one because that's what I prefer. And we'll put a little bit here for her face to be lit up. And of course, we just love the pink anyway. Can't decide. Guess I want some, that's a forbidden color. Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold. Sorry about that. I know you can't get it anymore. All right, I want a little bit of blue, so I'm going to use some manganese blue, which is very transparent and would definitely be giving us the lacing on this plate. All right, so I'm going to brayer this out, and once I've got that done, I'm going to let these sit for about 20 minutes at least, and I'll, you know, of course I won't make you watch paint dry, but I will come back when I know these are both dry and we can pull them, and then just review this, to me, quite fascinating new information. All right. Oops, I left some. That's all right. See, oh, so if you're noticing, the golden is not lacing on here, so fascinating, fascinating. And the Nova's not lacing either. All right. This paper is HP Premium 32, and going to just let both of these dry. As stated, I'm going to let them dry for about 20 minutes at least and check back. All right. Okay, that was a solid 20 minutes. And you can see, I think you can see the difference. This is the GelElf plate without fluid acrylics on it. This is the gel press plate with fluid acrylics, and you can see that the paper buckled a little bit. It's time to see the results of our experiment, and I'll pull the GelElf first. Yeah, fingers crossed. All right, well, we're getting something here. Except I forgot to reverse my numbers, and they're backwards. And we only have one eye on our lady. Poor thing. I'm not even excited about trying to fix that, honestly. But you can see the results of the image transfer and the other assorted paint and stencils that we put on. And here comes the other one. And again, I did better on the fabric than the face. And this was the gel press plate with the golden fluid acrylics. Kind of prefer the colors on that one. And this is the GelElf. So anyway, there you have it. I mean, I didn't get really gorgeous prints. Very tempted to try and fix that, but you know what fixing does a lot of times. You end up with a bigger mess. Let's see. Guess we should see if the pen works first. Oh, that's all right. I can't even see where the other eye's supposed to be. All right, so that's as far as we're going on that. And yeah, I can't even see what to do there. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed learning. It's a case of knowing how to work with the materials you have and when to use what pigment with what in, you know, what situation. Definitely on the GelElf, you're going to want sturdier paper, you're going to want heavier bodied acrylics, no fluid acrylics at all. And for the gel press plate, fluid acrylics are, you know, my preference, and the rice paper is my preference. So yeah, this is Vicki Reed, and I'll see you next time. Happy jelly printing, everybody.